The ice floe was 10 meters from the shore. If they delayed any longer, they would all be doomed. Jack hammered a spike into the ice, tied a rope around Togo, then hurled him across to the other side. He pinned all his hopes on Togo, a single dog pulling the weight of the entire ice floe. With every sprint, Togo brought them one step closer to survival. The ice began drifting toward land. Jack pulled out the spike, and with a command, the dogs charged toward the shore. Jack pushed from behind to help the sled. He reached the relay station safely, to ensure the serum would make it to its destination. The town had organized their own relay. Behind him, the glacier Jack had crossed was already underwater. After a brief rest, Jack set out again. He wanted to let Togo recover, but Togo insisted on staying lead dog. Jack had no choice but to give in. On the road, a blizzard struck. Jack could no longer see the way ahead. He walked up to Togo.
I'm sorry. I can't help you. Take us to Big Joe. I know you can. I know you can. Good dog. Good dog.
From here on out, they would have to rely on him. The dogs pushed forward through the blinding storm. Jack, exhausted, fell asleep on the sled. When he woke up, he found the team had stopped. He went to Togo and urged him on. If they didn't keep moving, they'd all die here. But Togo didn't budge. Just then, a light appeared behind Jack. Togo had already brought him to the door of the next station. The serum would now be passed on to the next team. Jack carried him inside for the night. Togo was safe, and hope finally dawned on the struggling little town. The serum had arrived. The children were saved. A reporter rushed in, eager to know the name of the heroic musher and his lead dog. But Jack and Togo were never mentioned. Despite risking everything, thanks to the serum, the kids soon returned to their lively selves. Jack prepared to head home, to lighten Togo's load. He didn't ride the sled. Instead, he walked alongside him. From afar, his wife heard the dogs barking. Jack had returned, but in his arms, he carried a dying Togo. Jack had never allowed dogs in the bedroom, but this time, he laid Togo gently on the bed. At that moment, Togo was family. Even though the newspapers never mentioned them, the townspeople knew the truth. One by one, they came to Jack's house, to thank him in their own quiet way. But Jack couldn't stop worrying. Even late at night, someone knocked on the door. It was a little girl, now fully recovered. She brought a toy dog that looked just like Togo. She asked a question she shouldn't have. "Mr. Sepula, is Tucker going to die?" Jack couldn't take it. He left the room. His wife followed. She knew how he felt, and tried to reassure him that Togo was just recovering. But Jack believed he was dying. He couldn't accept losing him. 12 years ago, Jack wasn't the kind of man who saw sled dogs as anything but tools. Back then, Togo was a mischievous pup, always getting into trouble. Jack saw him as a burden, and gave him away to a friend. But the next day, that friend came back swearing, and returned the dog. Left with no choice, Jack locked Togo up, and headed out to train the other dogs.